Take a spin through the Infinity Garden with me. Well, my Infinity Garden. I hope you have one too. Based on the idea of the Victory Gardens from World War II, but with a little bit less of a military idea and more of something for the people, I am growing my own food as much as possible in 5-gallon buckets and other repurposed containers, and I'm hoping to inspire others to do the same. I'm sure you can think of any number of reasons why this might be a good idea, and I've been doing it for about 7 years, mostly to show myself and others what is possible with what we have. All these plants are pretty young. I think they've been in there about 3 weeks to a month from starters. But as you can see, they have started to establish nicely and are growing well. I went from starters this year as opposed to seeds because it just gave me a lot better control of where to put what and what would come up. Going forward, I'm definitely going to go from starters, whether I germinate them myself or I get them from, the local garden shop. And I hope you will use a local place as opposed to like a Home Depot. So we've got bush beans and pole beans, and we've got kale, we've got chard, we've got of course, we've got lots of kale. We've got curly kale and dinosaur kale. Also trying a Three Sisters planting this year with corn and squash and beans all in the same container. As I've mentioned before, there are a number of volunteers, I call them, weeds that you might call them, that just start growing, and I usually let a few of them grow, both as like a spiritual practice and also because a lot of them are very tasty. If I didn't put anything into the containers, they would come up probably lamb's quarters and wood sorrel, like a good 60% of it, and that would not be bad. But anyway, I've also decided to grow tomatoes again this year after taking a break from them, realizing that I don't get enough direct sunlight for really good tomatoes, but it is enough for smaller tomato types, cherry tomatoes. So we'll see how those do this year. Resistance is fertile, and reducing our dependence on harmful systems is pretty important. And I can think we can see how that might be the case right about now. Please start your own infinity garden of any size today. And remember, yours is not an infinity garden until you've convinced someone else to grow one. Bad ideas spread pretty quickly, but I think good ones can as well. But that's up to us. But it's not about doing the most, it's about doing whatever you can consistently.